until the fuse is lit. Join the masters of the blaze, Victor Peter, as he sparks the conversation that everyone's talking about every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. right after Pigeon News, only on Family Love 97.7 FM. Don't miss the blast. Tune in if you dare.
A country is not run on pacification. A country is run on confronting issues. Arrest my case.
Very good evening to you, Port Harcourt. This is Victor Peter on Political Fireworks. Yes, the show that digs deep into the stories that test our institutions, our federalism, and our democracy. 16 minutes gone past the hour of 4. Today, the 6th day of August 2026. What are we looking at? Something very interesting that we're looking at today when we get to talk about institutions. EFCC versus Osun, freeze or interference? So we get to talk about EFCC versus Osun. Is it a freeze or an interference? Once again, good evening, Port Harcourt. Yes, this is Victor Peter on Political Fireworks. Yes, where we get to talk a lot regarding our institutions of federalism and democracy. Okay. So in the last 48 hours, a major institutional clash erupted. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, placed a post-no debit restriction on an Osun State Government statutory allocation account at First Bank around 5th of August 2026. Now, the agency says it has been investigating Osun since State since March over alleged fraudulent handling of about, take note, 11 billion naira. Investigating Osun State since the month of March 2026 over alleged fraudulent 11 billion naira in ecological funds, intervention funds, and FAC allocations. So we're talking about three things now: ecological funds, intervention funds, and FAC allocations. Now, this agency, AFCC, claims large, huge, big, suspicious transfers to corporate entities beginning around the 2nd of this month, August, triggered the preventive freeze. That's freezing of their accounts, the First Bank accounts, the statutory allocation accounts of Osun State Government. Now, Osun State, under Governor Ademola Adeleke, immediately rejected the action as illegal without a prior court order. Now, the state directed its Attorney General to challenge it at the Federal High Court in Osogbo and warned that the freeze risked disrupting governance, including payment of salaries, just 9 days before the 15th of August 2026 gubernatorial election. And then came the presidential intervention. In a State House statement today, 6th of August, President Bola Tinubu's office said the EFCC had obtained a court order on the 5th of August, it being yesterday, expressed embarrassment first at the timing, not the investigation itself. It's singled out the investigation. That statement was released a few hours ago by Bayo Onanuga. Yes, we get to read that statement from Bayo Onanuga. Now, that's itself. The statement did not include the investigation itself. It exonerated it. It says, yes, they're doing their constitutional duty to investigate. But then, the timing was wrong. Take note. And then directed the EFCC to return to court to vacate the order and discontinue the action against the state government. Interesting. So don't forget, the judiciary is also in this. So they can just go get court orders and then return, vacate court orders as well. Interesting. Now, the stated reason to preserve public confidence in the electoral process. That's the stated reason. And avoid any perception of federal interference in the imminent election. Now, Nigerians actually were, they were saying, why this time? Why is EFCC coming at this time when we just have barely 15 days to the gubernatorial election and they're coming to freeze accounts of the Osun State government? Well, brothers, people, this is classic high-stakes drama. I call it drama because nothing ceases to exist. So we keep seeing different forms of drama happening in Nigeria. So I don't want to start listing them. You know them. Yes, lots of dramas going on in the country. And this one is not an exception. Now, it raises deep questions about the EFCC's power to freeze state accounts. The difference between temporary investigative restrictions and sustained freezes. The role of judicial oversight, first. Federal state reactions, second. And whether anti-graft actions near elections can ever escape the charge of political timing. Now, today we break this story down fact by fact to examine the law. We hear your voices and then ask the hard questions together. No sacred cows. Let's get in. So it's going to be between the both of us, you listening to me and myself. We're going to do the talking today. No guests, right? So just let's rub shoulders together. And then let's start with clear facts here. So we are all on the same page. We just want to be on the same page. Now, EFCC restricted the Osun accounts around 5th of August. That was yesterday. An investigation allegedly running since March 2026 over about 11 billion naira. March. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So 5 months away. The trigger there is that large transfers to corporate entities from 2nd of August occurred. That's the trigger from the EFCC. What triggers them to freeze these accounts? Osun calls it illegal. Osun State government, they're calling it illegal without court order and has gone to court. And then now the presidency today, a few hours ago, says there was a court order but has directed the EFCC to vacate it because of the election timing. Now there's already a discrepancy, right? That's the reason why I'm actually laughing. EFCC statements emphasize the temporary restriction that does not always require a prior court order, while the presidential statement treats it as backed by a court order that must now be vacated. Make it make sense. Now, under Nigerian law, I'm not a lawyer, but I know, under Nigerian law, the Money Laundering Act 2022 allows the EFCC a temporary stop of not more than 72 hours without a court order. It's there in the law. Beyond that, again, a court order is required. Take note. Money Laundering Act, that's under the Nigerian law. Money Laundering Act 2022 allows the EFCC a temporary stop of not more than 72 hours. So when you freeze these accounts, it shouldn't be more than 72 hours without a court order. Yes, you can do that without a court order for 72 hours. Now, beyond that, a court order is also required. So beyond the 72 hours, a court order is required. Section 34 of the EFCC Act generally requires an ex parte court application for freezes. Take note. And state government accounts have historically attracted special sensitivity in the courts because of federalism principles. Now, I listened to some of the interviews. I'll get to that in a moment, where lots of people, EFCC officials were actually narrating the stories, and I gathered my facts and did my research and all of that. We get to talk about this right here on Political Fireworks. Again, this is not the first time the EFCC's power or powers over state finances have been challenged. So we have seen restraints in cases involving former governors and state accounts in Ekiti, Oyo, and Old Rivers matters. We've seen that. Ogun State as well. So let me begin with those questions. Do you believe the EFCC's restriction of the Osun accounts was a legitimate anti-corruption step or an overreach based on what we've just listed? Remember the facts. EFCC has 72 hours to freeze an account or to temporarily stop an account, not more than 72 hours, for a period not more than 72 hours. But beyond that, a court order is required. And then Section 34 of the EFCC Act requires an ex parte court application for freezes. Now, the Osun State government is saying there was no court order whatsoever. And then the presidency, just this afternoon, they said yes, there was a court order. They were acting on court orders. So do you believe the EFCC's restriction of the Osun State account was a legitimate anti-corruption step? Or it was just an overreach? Let's just do it. Open up the phone lines because we're going to do the talking today. 0907-710-6501 or 0208-455-5977. So we'll do the talking together. You tell me, from your own perspective, how do you see this? Was this an overreach? or they're just doing their constitutional duty. And again, why coming to do that at this time when we just have barely 15 days to the gubernatorial election? Should the EFCC be able to freeze a state government account without a prior court order, even for 72 hours, as the law stipulates? What's your view? I'd like to hear you. 0907-710-6501 0208-455-5977. That's the number to call to be part of the conversation. Don't forget, you can leave me a text message or WhatsApp message to be part of the conversation. Phone lines are buzzing already. Let's see who's first caller. Hello.
Hello, Victor Peter. This is Innocent Iweche.
Yes, what? Innocent. Good afternoon to you. Good evening.
Yeah.
Nigerian context. Good evening.
Yes, in as much as the law stipulates 72 hours to the limit, the court order, but then have EFCC been able to enlist all the states that are involved in this act, in this program that government gives ecological fund. There are many states. And now they never publish every other state. Right. Only Osho State. So there's at least a whole lot to be desired. That there's a monkey soup in the monkey hand in the soup. And this is a time they're setting a pressure to distract the governor. And the message you are getting from the presidency is not supposed to be so.
Okay.
So it's an intentional act to distract the governor, and so that they can do it. But there's still an opportunity for the governor to focus on him, because let them not use EFCC and distract them. The other bodies, there are a lot of things they want to do, so that even the state officer will be to their own credit. Let the Osun governor focus on what he is doing. The ecological fund will not stop him from doing what he's supposed to do. But it's very bad of this government, the government of insincerity, the government that have no justice in them. It is not justice at this time. They ought to have done that. Publish the names of all the states that have ecological fund and what they have been doing with it. That is not only Osun State that have that deficit problem. If they do. So let them be playing. He that must come to equity must come with fair hands and clean hands. So that vindicate the president. This Mr. President Tinubu should be able to caution his men and those who are in his political party that are giving him bad name. They give the people Nigeria opportunity to elect their leader. He told the bishops that came that he wants INEC to be fair. The INEC is not fair. He said INEC is fair. He said there's hunger. He said there's no hunger. So how is he? He's the one. Then if anything, if they perpetrate any act that is inimical to the growth and the fairness of election in Nigeria, it means that he is the one perpetrating it. Even if he has called it out, he has called off, he has given his men, APC, the opportunity to do whatever they are doing in Nigeria. Here in River State, somebody will be saying, the local chairman will say, before you do any gathering, you must come to me. He will make his party unpopular.
Right.
Of course, everything in River State here, and they will do everything to divert the vote of the people.
Thank you.
And look at other states enjoying the dividend of democracy.
Okay.
And River
Thank you,
State,
Innocent.
It's not enjoying anything.
Right.
River State is in a very big geopolitical situation.
Thank you.
We will not continue to permit that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Innocent. Yeah, so thank you so much for your take there. Now, Innocent is arguing that there are other states who might, at some point, mishandle or fraudulently handle these ecological funds, and not just Osun states. Right? Based on the claims from EFCC, they're saying that there's alleged fraudulent handling of about 11 billion naira in ecological funds from the Osun State government, intervention funds and FAC allocations. Now, Innocent was asking, shouldn't they go for other states? Because apparently there might be other states who are also fraudulently mishandling ecological funds given to them. That's a statement, a question from Innocent. Well, we keep things going on. We keep things going right here. Keep your calls coming, 0907-710-6501 or 0208-455-5977. Should the EFCC be able to freeze a state government account without a prior court order, even for 72 hours? Because the law stipulates 72 hours. Beyond that, You need a court order to do so. But now, my question is, should they even freeze the government account prior to court order, even for 72 hours? Should that be done? Well, let's get deeper into it. The tension here is that is quite structural, based on the law, because let's just dip into the law a bit and see what the law says. Now, the EFCC, in all of this, they do have a broad mandate to fight economic and financial crimes. I agree to that. We know that. At the same time, the Constitution also protects federal-state relations and also requires judicial oversight for coercive measures, especially when public funds belonging to a state are involved. All right, phone lines are still buzzing. Let's take a call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Dr. Apele.
Dr. Apele?
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah, please let us be very, very clear.
All right. Oh no, call me back if you can. Call me back if you can. So courts have repeatedly stressed that the agency must show specific allegations. Take note, specific allegations rather than conduct broad fishing expeditions into state finances. So what you have to do, just show specific allegations for this. And sustained freezes of government accounts almost always require judicial authorization. It requires it. All right, sir. Let's take this call. Hello.
Victor, I greet you. Good afternoon.
Good evening to you. Edoman.
How is everything? Huh?
Very well, thank you.
God bless you.
Come on.
In this case, okay, most of in Nigeria, we not even they remember again because of new one when they come. Sometimes when new one come, we'll forget old one.
All right.
And people like Yaya Bello, people like Demini, people like even Koa for Delta State, it's not quite too long ago. Then we are still talking of people like Izzy or Kalu that's supposed to be in prison now. I'm talking about 6 to how many years, that man. And, there was a statement that come from Adam Oshomole, which is my former governor of Edo State, said that if you are a sinner, you run to APC, your sinners be forgiven.
All right.
All those many talk there. My direction is not that anybody when convicted should not be persecuted or anybody that that you teach. According to this this morning, Sir Jackson, that when he was in radio with Radio Chief,
Jackson Lekoncho,
he really told us many things that there is some money that was due pulling out from Osun State account, which is not First Bank, to private account. Which is me personally a doorman. If I thought something like that happen, if they want to persecute anybody that is involved concerning whether election is coming tomorrow or next tomorrow, they should go ahead and do it. But what we are just trying to talk about, we are talking of equity and justice and fairness. If if peradventure, not I'm talking, Adeleke is not an Accord party, he was an APC party. Will this Yegi Yaga come out? EFCC should hear Thomas very well. If any EFCC man is in River State, is in a place that he can hear what we are talking about, federal election is coming, which is January and February. Can you people still go ahead to still look at Nigeria accounts? Some money that will be pulling out. EFCC refused to wake up what is it called, polio van that was found in Tinubu's house. That no people was even asking, say, is it your money? A man that is not a manager in the back, 2 polio van. The SEC of Nigeria, this kind of thing that they are using you people to do. No, they are not purpose for mind, though. It can paraventure now, after this Siriyaga, Adeleke become governor, just the way Tinubu find himself come. Eventually deal with Tinubu.
Thank you,
late president. by changing money and all are all. That's what the Emefiele is using old age.
Thank you.
Because people like Emefiele is supposed to end their faith. Even Kuje will not get
Edoman.
that's the one they carry now is even bigger than a 3 to 4 dictionary.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your take. Thank you. I understand. Yes. EFCC is also on the spotlight in all of this. Again, I repeat, courts stress that the agency must show specific allegations. EFCC must show specific allegations rather than just conduct what we call, you say, you suspect, you do this, you do that, you do. No. There should be specific allegations that will warrant you to go to freeze government accounts. And not just that, it will also require judicial authorization. That's why I said our judiciary are also involved in this. They play a role in all of this. Now, the presidential directive tells us another thing. It adds another layer to it. Now, they said the president affirmed, based on the statement I read this afternoon, the president affirmed the desirability of independent anti-graft agencies, but then intervened on timing and public perception grounds. They're saying that, okay, they're doing their job, they're doing their constitutional right, which the president says, oh, we admire that you're doing your job. But then our problem is just the timing. That's what the federal government is saying, or the president is saying. Supporters say that they're saying that this was a responsible step to protect the integrity of the 15th August election. But then you knew this in the first place. That's what Nigerians are saying. I'm still bringing that up. They're saying you knew election is just around the corner. Why did they even take that step in the first place? So most times we keep seeing things being done, and after public perception, they'll come back and they'll say, no, we're not supposed to do this, we're doing this, we're doing... And then this action questions the credibility, because critics are saying that this action now by the EFCC shows that operational independence of the EFCC is limited. There's no independence. Most especially when political or electoral considerations like this arise. Let's take some more calls. Alright, Zach, call me back if you can. So I'm asking, does President Tinubu's directive to the EFCC strengthen or weaken the agency's independence now? The presidency have said, okay, go back, vacate those court orders and unfreeze their accounts. But why was it freezed in the first place? Is it even enough to ask the EFCC to go to court, vacate the court orders? Is it even enough? All right. They're saying, oh, we love you, doing your constitutional duty, but then we're looking at the timing. It's an embarrassment. I'll get to read the statement. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Victor.
Yes, good evening to you.
Victor, good evening. This is Radio Police.
All right, Radio Police, thank you for calling. Go on.
Yeah, Victor, before I go into the main business of the day, I know I have 30 seconds to administer my own. The truth of the matter is, you are too lenient to over-listen to these people calling and listening to their devices. It disturbs the ears of your followers. And of a truth. I am no longer happy about it. Let's go to the point. Now, they are talking about releasing the funds for Osun State. That is number one. Thank God they have reversed it. Only, Victor, you remember last week when I called you? I was telling you about somebody who stole 210 trillion is still working freely on Nigerian roads. Nobody touched him. They are talking of nigger ones. I stated it that very day. I told you, Victor, if they want to answer good name, the masses are hungry. Masses are hungry. There is abject poverty in Nigeria. They should release, out of that 210 trillion, let them release only 10 trillion. And they put me at the head of their affairs. They should not release it to any governor, to any state or whatever. See, there are ways of doing things. Nigerians are hungry. They have been stealing money all this while. what they're supposed to do, bring it out. Somebody will share it. Every Nigerian citizen must collect at least 10 million naira to quench our hunger.
All right.
To quench our hunger. I isolated it the way you will understand it. They should call me. Let me be in front. Now, if you want to do it to get to every citizen, not when you are sharing rice, you share one bag of rice. 10 families will share one bag of rice. What does that mean? What do you call that one?
Okay.
And you tell them how it will be splitted, and everybody will get his own. In every, you have countries, you have communities. In every community, they have clans. In every clan, each clan have the number of population in their own clan. This is how the thing will get to them. Everybody will have it, and there will be happiness in Nigeria. Before all these things they are doing, mago, they are doing here and there. Nobody is happy with this government, this APC government.
All right,
anymore.
thank you.
Nobody.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you, Radio Police, as you call yourself. All right, so let me take the press statement, the State House statement, which was published about. Okay, Ikechukwu is calling. All right, let me get to hear from Ikechukwu before I take the press State House press release. Hello, Ikechukwu.
Victor, Mama, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yes, my brother. You see, what we are seeing in this APC government is getting out of hand. And I believe we must join Showere in this upcoming this revolution. Because if we keep on talking like this, these people, they will keep on doing the worst.
Ikechukwu, we shouldn't call for revolution. It should be exercising our franchise to come 2027 and not revolution.
Yes. Because just like Edoma said, during the 2023 election, 2 billion van drove into the Tinubu residence, and nobody said anything. The AFCC did not go went there to close his account, and they are coming to close the account of the state this thing because of the witch hunting. They want to witch hunt them for them not to win, But let me tell Tinubu, that party, our core party, will be against our country come next week. I believe that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ikechukwu. Let's take a look at the State House statement now. The statement reads: President Tinubu directs EFCC to vacate the court order freezing Osun government account. Now it says, it has come to my notice that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) obtained a court order on August 5th, 2026, freezing the accounts of the Osun state government. I must state that I feel deeply embarrassed, not by the EFCC's exercise of its mandate backed by a court order, but by the timing of the agency's action. You get that? Now, this is so because every action taken by an institution of state, especially at the federal level, is always credited to me as the president, even when I may not have had any prior knowledge of the action. So towards the end, because I'm just going to read out the excerpts. Now it says, based on the foregoing premise, I am duty bound to issue a directive on this issue in consonance with the overriding public interest in preserving public confidence and the integrity, credibility, and fairness of our democratic process. Accordingly, I have directed the EFCC to immediately proceed to the court to vacate the order and discontinue whatever action it has instituted against the Osun state government in this regard. And that's an excerpt of the press statement by the presidency. Bayo Onanuga actually posted that on his social media handle. So that's it. Let's take some calls. Hello.
Hello, GP.
Yes, good evening. Good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Uncle Sam from Ireland.
Uncle Sam, thank you for calling. Go on.
Under rule of law, this order coming from presidency is null and void. He doesn't have that singular authority. He should really think to revert this order supposed to come from the judiciary. So, but what we are having here is the rule of man. Bye-bye.
Uncle Sam. Thank you so much. Keeping that short and punchy. Saying, because I'm wondering if the courts gave an order, should the president be the one to ask the EFCC to go vacate the court's order in court? I mean, should I say part of a longer pattern from what I've seen? The EFCC regularly faces court challenges over the scope of its power, over state entities, state affairs. The procedural regularity of the freezes, publication of names, and what was that called? Interim forfeiture. That's the word. Interim forfeiture. Now, these cases test the balance between investigative urgency and due process. Remember, according to EFCC, the investigation started back then in March 2025, and 5 months away, they're now coming to say, there's some sort of funds mishandling and the rest. Let's freeze the account. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my dear friend Victor.
Good evening to you.
Thank you. Civilian General.
Civilian General. Thank you for calling. Go on.
Thank you. The EFCC, I think the conference they had or whatever, press conference they had, they say they have every right. They don't even need the court directives to frozen anything they want to do. Because after they did what they did, the state challenged them. They came out openly. I listened to it in one of the programs I was listening to, that they have all it takes. So I don't know where the president got the one he got mad at. He's telling us that they did what they did based on the court directive.
Order.
At times, court order. At times, when you listen to these two sides of these stories now, that will tell you the type of government we have. You have a government who you cannot even know when they are saying the truth and whatever they are saying. They only just saying things to make sure that they told Nigeria something. But what are they saying? Of what value is it to us? Of no value. So I'm only calling on that state. They have made up their mind. The election is coming up. They should not allow themselves to be distracted by this type of going forward and coming backward. No. They should stand their ground. I think this is the part of the election now that all of us need to pray for them now. That change, let it start from that state. Because these people want to take over every year by fire, by force. And this thing is not supposed to be so. Nigerians are lamenting and crying on a daily basis.
Thank you so
my
much.
brother.
Thank you, Civilian General. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name and where you calling us from? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear me.
I can hear you, but your voice is breaking and I'm struggling to hear you clearly. Hello? Okay, call me back if you can. Call back if you can. 0907-710-6501 or 0208-455-5977. Hello.
Victor, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Chris calling from Maryland.
Chris, thank you for calling. Go on.
You see, when you look at the EFC activity this time around, you can quickly say that the duty or the reason for establishing that organization is no longer being achieved. And that was one of the things PDP established in this country. But we discover now that it is being used as a political watchdog for the people in power. Now, for me to say, if you ask us, all the money EFCC is getting from looters, where has the money been used? Who is making use of the money? So you discover that very organization doesn't supposed to continue to be in existence. For me, it's supposed to be scrapped because we are not seeing any good result from them. All the people they're supposed to recover money from, they are all in the National Assembly. All of them are there. So what is the need of EFCC again in Nigeria? Let us stop it. I have to think of it. The only thing the president can do now to make Nigerians happy is to sack the man at the head of affairs for doing this kind of thing. Not necessarily giving
like the lawyer has said that his act for what he has said is not implementable in the law.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you look at the presidency's statement, they're saying, oh, what the EFCC are doing is actually constitutionally backed, but then they're looking at the timing. That's what they're looking at. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. What's your name? Where calling us from? Oh, no, call us back. Could it be network or something? Call us back if you can. 0907-710-6501, 0102084555977. Phone lines are still open. We've got about 2 more minutes to take your calls. As I said, the EFCC actually has broad mandates to fight. Okay, this call is calling back. Let's see. Hello, good evening.
Yes, I called back again. My name is Siki the Great from Okrika.
Siki the Great, thank you for calling. Go on.
Yes, what I meant was that if the president can just wake up one morning and give the EFCC order to do something, which is, I don't know, is that an executive order? Is it something that we can rely on that it is constitutional? Or that is how he has been using them, just said, go and do this, go and do this.
Okay.
If they obey this order, it means that is how what they have been doing. Like the last time just spoke, most of the people that are here, that help Nigeria, they are the National Assembly in the Senate, and nobody is saying anything about it. The commissioners and the ministers, they are the ones that only know to the governor in this country. The ones that have investigated and the ones that have recovered. Well, who are they accountable to? Are they giving account of anything? So they just recover one money and say ecological fraud for only one say that of the state. When you and I know that this is our present situation we have, the governors are just squandering our money and using them.
Thank you.
Plane and women are massaging their legs in the plane and all that.
Thank you. Thank you, Siki. Thank you, Siki the Great. The same questions. Is that how he's been giving orders to some of the agencies? Because, I mean, you cannot just... You've seen that, okay, they're doing what they're supposed to do, but you just wake up and then give them orders. Go to court, vacate the order, and unfreeze their accounts. We're out of time. I can't take more calls anymore. This is where we call it a wrap on today's show. Yes. We can't go anymore. I'm looking at the time. We're out of time. I'm sorry. I wish we had enough time to talk on this. But then, reverend people, we've spent this time, examining a story that sits at the intersection of anti-corruption, federalism, judicial oversight, and electoral integrity. But then, the EFCC moved against an Osun state account. And Osun cried foul on this. The president now directed the agency to vacate the order. The courts will now have the final say on the legal questions, but the political questions will linger long after 15th of August. They're saying, is this how the president has been giving orders to some of the agencies? Now, will this episode actually strengthen or weaken public confidence in the EFCC? That's a question. Will it set a precedent for how federal agencies treat state accounts near elections? Because, I mean, the consensus was around election cycle. It was closer 9 days, 9 days to election, and the EFCC are doing all of this. So, will the investigation into the alleged 11 billion naira continue quietly, or will it fade away? The fireworks have been lit. The nation is watching. That's what we do. The real test of our institution is not just whether they act or not, but then whether they act fairly. That's why we are asking, was it even fair for the EFCC to freeze their account? Was it lawful? And their actions without the appearance of selective timing. This has been Political Fireworks and Family Love 97.7 FM. Thank you for spending your time with us on this episode. Let's do this again next week. Victor Peter is my name. We're on Facebook, Love FM Family Station. On YouTube is Family Love FM. Victor Peter is on Facebook, is Victor Peter. On Instagram is Vix_Peter. On X is Vix_Sensation. Stay with us. We'll bring you Rush Asher with Rosie the Voice and Robinson Apu.
It holds you and it never lets you go. 97.7 Love FM.
the kitchen cooking right. It's Mama Dog. Chicken in the pan looking nice. It's Mama Dog.
Keep your voices down.
Smells yummy. Everywhere is smelling so nice. It's Mama Dog. Our neighbors will soon come and start knocking.
Good food starts with good oil. Mamado oil brings out the delicious flavor your family loves. Mamado oil is available in stores near you. Use Mamado oil today.
Nigerians know how to hustle.
9 to 5, 5 to 9, side gigs, weekend gigs.
We know how to make money.
But do we know where the money works?
For over 30 years, ARM has known where money works with investment funds tailored to your goals, your risk, your values. So while you work hard, let your money work even harder. Download ARM One today and register with referral code A101 for expert advice on where your money should work for you. ARM.